explain stacking. When I talk about stacking, what I'm referring to is when we take all of the negative things that are happening in our life right now and we stack them on top of each other. And we relate them to something in our brain. Maybe we have an intrusive thought and we're trying to prove a point. Maybe we've had a bad day and we're stacking it on top to prove that it's a bad day, etc. Whatever it may be, we're using these things to prove whatever ideas or negative thoughts we have in our own head. But Becca, everybody stacks. You're right. Everybody does stack. It's very easy to have bad days, right? And stack it on top of each other. There is a difference, however, between someone that's experienced trauma, that's been diagnosed with like BPD, CPTSD, whatever it may be, anxiety, etc. We stack into the next day. Or we stack so much that it starts to crumble and affect our day. It affects our well-being. Other people may be able to find a balance, and when they start finding themselves stacking, they can pull themselves back to a baseline and be like, okay, it's not that bad, we'll move on into the next day and keep going. Somebody without a baseline or that's unable to sort through the stacking or leave the stacking at just a day will carry their days into each other. So the stacking becomes stack today, stack all the negativity from today, stack all the negativity from yesterday, stack all the negativity from that day, stack all this negativity from 3 months ago, because we're just continuously pushing it down and stacking it on top of each other. Of course this happened to me. This happened because I'm a broken individual. This happened because I have a mental disorder. This happened because I'm an awful individual. I'm never going to be normal. I'm never going to be these. These are long-term effects of stacking negative ideas on top of each other, and we don't really understand that all the time. Ways that we can stack in our relationship is if we ask our partner to do something and for whatever reason it slips their mind and we get upset, and maybe it causes us to go into split thinking, intrusive thinking, and start, oh, what if this, and he might not this. And so, well, now we need to stack some evidence on top of each other to prove that. We need to show ourselves that what we're thinking is true, so we'll start stacking things that are going on in our life right now to prove that negative thought. But does it make it true? Are all those things related, or did they just happen to be a bad day here and a bad day there? One thing we rarely do when we're stacking is we don't stack up the positive. So when you notice that you're stacking up and there's a lot of negative in your head right now, try to catch it and try to balance it out with some positives. What if he's doing this? What if he just generally forgot? What if it doesn't mean that? What if this is going to happen? What if it doesn't? Why do I need to worry about this right now? What is making me worry about this right now? What can I do right now that's in my control to worry less about it? What can I really control in this situation? Try to pull yourself and find some balance when you find yourself stacking all the negatives. Because in our life, even if we have a million negative things going on, there is at least one positive thing happening in our life somewhere. It's just hard to see it when we're consumed with darkness. So one way to help when we're stacking is to, when we find the negative, throw some positive in there, or less than absolute crap things to try to balance it out. It's about finding that balance. But that is a little bit about stacking.